Alright guys, another beer review, and this is one of my favorites to date. This is, and I'm probably going to butcher the way this is supposed to be pronounced, Gulden Draak, or Draak, and that translates to Golden Dragon. And Gulden Draak Ale is a very, very expensive beer. By far one of my favorite beers of all time, and that's unfortunate because it is $20 for a 4-pack. That's right, $5 a beer. That is crazy expensive. But you're only gonna need a 4-pack, and you could probably split that with 3 of your friends because these come in at 10.5% alcohol, which is extremely high. There's the bottom, 10.5% ABV. So basically, this comes in a couple different shapes. It's a very cool bottle. And this is completely wrapped in plastic. If you get the larger version of this, it's almost like a wine bottle, and that's actually painted white. So the artwork on there is painted onto the bottle itself, but this is basically just a brown bottle with a complete shrink wrap deal. All right, so it mimics the large version of it. This is a triple dark ale, and a triple is basically the darkest type of brew that there is in certain regions. So really interesting, tons and tons of flavor. Like I said, I got a 4-pack here for 20 bucks. That is super expensive, and it's not easy to find as well. So it's one of those things you happen to see, it's very distinctive looking, try it. It's definitely worth trying at least once, but very expensive to have something continuously. So not much else to say. We'll pop it open with this custom multi-tool, which I will review. Pour this into a beer stein and talk about it. A fair amount of mist. Oh, man, tons and tons of flavor. By the way, this is a bottle re-fermented beer. Okay, so there is going to be the little sediments on the bottom. It's very cool. I've been a huge fan of bottle re-fermented beers. All of them have been pretty much on the same playing field as far as flavors. And this one's no different. This is my 4th one, so I know exactly what this tastes like. I'm very familiar with this at this point. And it's rich, dark, deep fruits. It drinks kind of like a wine almost. Really interesting. So let me pour this out and I'll talk a little more about this. See that nice color here. Tons of carbonation. Again, the bottle re-fermented beers usually pretty high in carbonation. So I'm gonna let that head settle there. And you want to be careful, pouring, because you will, if you kind of jostle it around a little bit, you will get that sediment to kind of flop out. And it's a preferred taste. Some people like it, some people don't. For these, so far, I've just poured it kind of gently. I haven't really stirred up the sediment. If you do want to do that, you do that at the beginning before you kind of open it. You kind of just lightly tilt it back and forth to get that to kind of mix up for you. So anyway, tons and tons of scents coming off of this. Dark fruits, like deep, almost like raisins or dried fruits, figs, I guess. Kind of smells like a fig Newton. It smells really, really sweet. You definitely smell some like malts in there, and the flavor is really spot on. And so far, like I said, with the Sam Adams re-fermented beers they've had so far, and a couple of other re-fermented beers, they're all very, very similar in smell and taste. This one by far the best, though. Absolutely, I mean, in my opinion, the best. So here we go. Nice strong head on that. I'm gonna break through that and get a nice hearty sip here to give you my impressions on this. Extremely bold flavor, very, very sweet. Sweet just like a red wine. Oh man, there's so much complexity, just like you'd have a really good wine. Same thing as the smell. Dark fruits, raisins, plums. There's so much going on. There's actually, what's different with this and like some of the other ones is that there's not too much spice in this one. It's basically just the fruits and the malts flavoring. Really, really good. Usually these are, you know, something you would sip on. Take a nice little sip, take it in, enjoy it. It's something else. You know, it's kind of hard to describe, even though I've had a couple of these now. The flavors are awesome. There's so much going on here. It's hard to kind of pick up every little thing, because every time I taste it, sometimes I'll taste something a little bit different. The one thing I noticed with this one that the other ones have not had thus far is a very strong, almost brown sugar flavor. The sweetness is coming through, simulates to me anyway, a brown sugar, kind of like you'd have in some kind of really good dessert. So, almost like if you took like a mixed berry pie filling and made a beer out of it, that's what it tastes like to me. But of course you have to add the other thing. You have to add the malt in there and some of the other characteristics that you have from beer in general. It's extremely good. It's extremely well carbonated. Like I said, the head sticks around for a while there. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Tons of flavor. Very, very fruity. It's scary to drink because it goes down very, very smooth and very easy. And again, 10.5%. You don't want to stir up that bottle too much, so nice easy pour here. That's pretty much it. If I were to shake this out, you'd see the sediment kind of fall out of there. But if you were, you know, this is literally just a wrapper. You can cut this off and you just have a brown bottle with this shape here. So anyway, I'm not entirely sure what else to say about this one. It is so far it is absolutely my favorite bottle re-fermented beer. Hands down my favorite Belgian beer. Let's see where this is imported here. It's brewed and bottled in Steinberg. It's imported in Santa Barbara, California. Okay, so it is Belgian, but imported into Cali in order to be able to go throughout the United States. Product of Belgium. 11.2 fluid ounce bottle, or 330 milliliters. Very cool artwork, very cool design. Wonderful taste, wonderful experience, very, very high in alcohol for a beer. I really don't suggest people having more than like 2 or 3 of these things at a time, because it sneaks up on you. It definitely sneaks up on you. Because it's so alcoholic though, this is the one thing that's very important to note, is that you do not detect this. When you're drinking it, it doesn't taste extremely alcoholic. Tonight, excuse me, I did a review on standard Arrogant Bastard Ale, which was, excuse me, 7.2% alcohol. And I actually tasted, that one tasted more alcoholic to me than this. And then I also had, I'm trying to think, a Fergley's Hop Explosion, which I don't remember what it is offhand, around 6 to 7% ABV. And that one also didn't taste really, it tastes about on par to this as far as you detecting the alcohol. Some of the really, really alcoholic beers you pick up on, you really taste it. And you're like, whoa, this is a strong beer, like the Double Bastard. The Double Bastard being an 11 I think it's 11 to 11.5% ABV. You take a sip of that, you're like, holy crap, this is extremely alcoholic. This doesn't taste it at all. And this is almost there, 10.5%. Extremely smooth, just tastes like basically a beer, you know, made sweet, sweet love with a wine. And this is what was born from that. It is fantastic, absolutely delicious. It's one of my favorite beers of all times. It's just extremely, extremely expensive, so I can't get it very often. Goes down super, super smooth. Tons of flavor. That's it. The most, all right, of all the beer reviews I've done thus far, there's a lot of really good beers and I like them for a lot of different reasons, but this is by far my favorite beer, hands down. I do recommend, see, here's the thing, it's unfortunate because it's a better deal to get the larger bottle than to get the 4-pack as far as the price. But you may not want to go through a whole bottle in a sitting unless you're really enjoying it with someone else. If you're by yourself, you're not going to necessarily want to open a whole bottle and consume the whole thing. So the 4-pack, you're going to pay more for it, but it is convenience. You know, you get that same awesome flavor, the bottle re-fermentation, but in a small little compact package. You might want to just enjoy one. So anyway, Gulden Draak Ale, the best. Best beer I have had to date. I'm saying that March 2014. I may change my mind in the future, but this is where it's at. If you like beer, this is definitely one worth checking out. So do not miss out on that. Awesome. From my understanding, they have a Gulden Draak. I don't know if it's 6,000 or 9,000, and it's basically the same thing, but a little bit stronger even in the ABV section. I'll have to try out that. I definitely want to try out some stuff in this brewery. Excuse me, the same people who make this. I guess it's Van Steenberg? Steinberg? I don't know. It says brewer. I guess that's in Belgium. Anywho, best beer ever, hands down. There you go. So if you happen to see it in your store, if you're lucky enough to find that, do not pass it up. Yes, it's extremely expensive. Yes, it's an experience, and yes, it is absolutely worth every single penny to at least try it once. And of course, everyone has discerning taste, so you may not like it, but I find it to be absolutely delightful. So, fantastic experience. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a great day, and I will see you soon. Take care.